Urologist explains how bicarbonate improves blood flow in aging men. Naturally, as men navigate the journey of aging, a common and often understated observation is a gradual decline in the body's overall fluidity and efficiency. The robust energy levels that once seemed limitless can begin to recede, and the stamina essential for daily activities or physical pursuits may not match previous capabilities. The body's ability to recover from exertion, whether from a workout or just a demanding day, often requires a noticeably longer period. Furthermore, the vital sensation of strong, unimpeded circulation throughout the body can become less pronounced, sometimes manifesting as subtle yet persistent discomforts. It is crucial to understand that these shifts are not merely inevitable consequences of advancing age. Underlying these superficial changes are deeper, more fundamental processes occurring at the cellular and systemic levels. These silent, progressive alterations can significantly impact critical functions such as blood flow, physical performance, and overall vitality in older men. The focus today is on revealing a concept that remains largely unaddressed in mainstream health discussions, yet possesses surprisingly profound implications. This remarkably simple, yet immensely powerful compound is bicarbonate. Indeed, bicarbonate is the very substance many people primarily associate with common household baking soda. However, when one truly comprehends the intricate ways bicarbonate operates within the human body, particularly within the physiological context of aging men, it has the potential to fundamentally transform one's perspective on crucial aspects of health. This includes the dynamics of blood flow, the generation and maintenance of energy, and the strategies for fostering long-term well-being. By the end of this exploration, the understanding of blood circulation will undoubtedly be seen through a completely new and enlightening lens. For individuals seeking grounded, evidence-based insights into maintaining health as they age, this discussion will adhere to a principle of honest and scientific exploration. The aim is to delve into health, fitness, and the authentic mechanisms of the body's function throughout the aging process. The dialogue presented is akin to a direct conversation with a trusted health professional, devoid of sensationalism or fleeting fads. Instead, the emphasis is placed solely on foundational physiology, practical applications rooted in real-world scenarios, and absolute clarity of information. One of the most frequently observed challenges in aging men is a measurable reduction in effective blood flow. This decline presents itself in a diverse array of physical manifestations, often beginning subtly before becoming more noticeable. Individuals might experience persistently cold hands and feet, indicating reduced peripheral circulation. During physical activity, there can be a noticeable decrease in endurance, making sustained effort more challenging. Post-exercise recovery periods become extended, and the body takes longer to return to a baseline state. Many report a pervasive mental fog, characterized by diminished clarity of thought and reduced cognitive sharpness. Moreover, significant changes can occur in areas critical to men's health, specifically impacting sexual performance and urinary tract function. The profound importance of unimpeded blood flow cannot be overstated. It is quite literally the essence of life itself. Every single cell within the human body is entirely dependent on a continuous and efficient supply of blood. This vital fluid carries oxygen, the fundamental fuel for cellular respiration, alongside essential nutrients that nourish every tissue. It serves as a crucial transport system for hormone signaling, allowing complex bodily functions to be coordinated and regulated. Equally important, blood flow is indispensable for the efficient removal of metabolic waste products, preventing their accumulation and subsequent cellular damage. When this intricate network of circulation begins to falter or decline, every system and every cell downstream from the affected area inevitably begins to suffer, compromising overall health and vitality. Here lies a critical dimension of blood flow often overlooked in general discussions about cardiovascular health. While the health of the heart and the patency of arteries, preventing blockages, are undeniably significant components of the circulatory picture, they do not encompass the entirety of the story. Blood flow is also profoundly influenced by a delicate biochemical balance known as pH, or acid-base regulation. This intricate system dictates how efficiently and responsively blood vessels can relax and contract to meet the dynamic demands of the body. This is precisely where bicarbonate emerges as a central figure in the conversation about optimal circulation. Bicarbonate functions as one of the body's most indispensable buffering systems. The body naturally produces this compound, and it plays an absolutely critical role in maintaining the extremely narrow and precise pH range required for blood to function optimally. Blood pH must be meticulously regulated. Even slight deviations towards excessive acidity or alkalinity can critically impair cellular function, preventing cells from carrying out their metabolic tasks effectively. When the internal environment of the body, particularly the blood, becomes more acidic, a tendency that unfortunately increases with age, blood vessels react by becoming less flexible. Their capacity to dilate or widen is diminished, making oxygen delivery to tissues less efficient and causing overall blood flow to inevitably suffer. As men grow older, a confluence of physiological and lifestyle factors subtly yet persistently nudges the body towards a more acidic internal environment. One significant factor is the natural decline in muscle mass, often referred to as sarcopenia, which reduces the body's metabolic buffering capacity. Muscles are metabolically active tissues that contribute to acid-base balance. Their reduction makes the body less resilient to acid accumulation. Concurrently, kidney function undergoes gradual changes, rendering acid regulation less efficient over time. Dietary habits often shift towards more inflammatory patterns, characterized by a higher intake of processed foods and a lower consumption of essential minerals found in whole foods. Elevated and sustained stress levels become more prevalent, and the quality of sleep frequently deteriorates. All these converging factors collectively increase what is termed the metabolic acid load on the body. When this metabolic acid load builds up in the bloodstream and various tissues, the body is compelled to neutralize it to maintain homeostasis. Bicarbonate stands as one of the primary and most vital tools the body employs to achieve this neutralization. However, a significant challenge arises as men age. The availability of bicarbonate and the overall efficiency of its buffering capacity can unfortunately decline. This decline means that excess acid tends to persist in the body for longer durations, especially during periods of increased physical activity or heightened stress. This sustained acidic environment directly and deleteriously impacts the efficiency and responsiveness of blood flow throughout the circulatory system. To further elucidate this crucial mechanism, let's consider the inner workings of blood vessels. These essential conduits are lined with a remarkably thin layer of specialized cells known as the endothelium. This endothelial lining is not merely a passive barrier, it is an active signaling hub responsible for dictating when a blood vessel should dilate and thereby permit a greater volume of blood to flow through. A key molecule intricately involved in this vasodilatory process is nitric oxide. Nitric oxide serves as a powerful signaling agent, instructing blood vessels to relax and expand. This relaxation is absolutely essential for robust circulation, particularly to vital areas such as active muscles during exertion, the brain for optimal cognitive function, and the pelvic region for various physiological processes. Herein lies the critical connection. Acidic conditions within the bloodstream significantly diminish the availability and effectiveness of nitric oxide. When the blood's pH shifts towards greater acidity, nitric oxide molecules are degraded and broken down at an accelerated rate. Consequently, blood vessels lose their intrinsic ability to fully relax and dilate as needed. This leads to a cascade of negative effects. Vessels remain in a more constricted state. Overall circulation is measurably reduced, and over an extended period, this can contribute to increased blood pressure. Bicarbonate, by effectively buffering excess acid, helps to restore a more neutral and optimal pH balance within the blood. This protective action in turn safeguards nitric oxide signaling, allowing it to function correctly and ensuring that blood vessels can respond appropriately to the body's circulatory demands. This fundamental role of bicarbonate in acid-base balance and its downstream effects on vascular function is precisely why it has garnered extensive attention and research within the field of sports medicine. For many decades, athletes were able to use the blood vessels to perform their activities across various disciplines, have strategically utilized bicarbonate supplementation to enhance their endurance and effectively delay the onset of muscle fatigue during intense physical activity. What is often overlooked, however, is the profound relevance of these principles, not just for elite athletes, but for aging men in their everyday lives. Daily activities such as walking, ascending stairs, engaging in strength training, or even maintaining healthy sexual function all depend heavily on rapid and efficient blood flow, coupled with optimal oxygen delivery to the tissues. When the body's bicarbonate buffering system is compromised, these routine activities can feel disproportionately harder and more demanding than they should. Let us now delve more specifically into the implications for aging men, particularly concerning blood flow to critical anatomical regions like the pelvis and the urinary system. Maintaining healthy and robust blood flow to the pelvic area is an absolute prerequisite for ensuring optimal prostate health, efficient bladder function, and satisfactory sexual performance. Conversely, reduced circulation within this vital region is demonstrably linked to a range of uncomfortable and often distressing urinary symptoms, difficulties with erectile function, and a noticeable reduction in sensation. While various pharmaceutical interventions exist to address these symptoms, it is important to recognize that these medications often serve to manage the symptoms rather than addressing the underlying metabolic environment that contributes to their development. By actively working to improve the body's bicarbonate buffering capacity and thereby fostering a healthier pH balance, blood vessels in the pelvic region can achieve a greater level of responsiveness and efficiency. It is important to clarify that this does not position bicarbonate as a miraculous panacea for all ailments. Instead, it underscores its crucial role in supporting one of the foundational physiological mechanisms required for proper function. This mechanism enables blood vessels to relax effectively, facilitating the delivery of increased oxygen, more abundant nutrients, and stronger hormonal signals to the very tissues that depend on them for optimal health and performance. Another critical dimension to appreciate is the impact of bicarbonate on muscle fatigue and the subsequent recovery process. Many aging men frequently observe that their workouts, even when maintaining consistent strength levels, often feel significantly harder than in their younger years. A substantial part of this perceived difficulty can be attributed to the accumulation of lactic acid within muscle tissue and a slower rate of its clearance from the body. Bicarbonate plays a vital role in this physiological process by helping to neutralize the excess hydrogen ions that are produced during strenuous exercise. This neutralization actively delays the onset of muscle fatigue, allowing for improved endurance during physical activity. Furthermore, improved muscle performance has a broader positive impact on overall circulation. When muscles contract efficiently and rhythmically, they function much like auxiliary pumps, actively assisting in the crucial process of moving deoxygenated blood back towards the heart. This enhanced muscular action improves venous return, effectively reducing the pooling of blood in the lower extremities, a common complaint in older individuals. By supporting this efficient return of blood, Bicarbonate indirectly bolsters overall cardiovascular health. Over time, this creates a beneficial positive feedback loop. Better circulation facilitates more sustained physical activity, and increased activity in turn supports and improves circulation, leading to a synergistic enhancement of well-being. The kidneys also play an indispensable and often underestimated role in the regulation of bicarbonate. As men age, the efficiency of kidney function typically undergoes a gradual and subtle decline. This does not necessarily imply the development of full-blown kidney disease, but it does mean that the kidneys become less adept at efficiently excreting acid from the body. When the kidneys are unable to remove metabolic acids as effectively as they once did, bicarbonate levels in the blood can gradually drop, causing the blood's pH to shift slightly towards acidity. This seemingly subtle deviation from optimal pH can have far-reaching and widespread effects that accumulate over many years and even decades. Extensive research has consistently demonstrated a compelling association between the maintenance of adequate bicarbonate levels and several key indicators of health in older adults. These include better preservation of valuable muscle mass, which is crucial for strengthening mobility, improved bone health, reducing the risk of conditions like osteoporosis, and a measurable reduction in systemic inflammation. It is important to note that chronic low-grade inflammation, often silently present in aging bodies, is another significant adversary of healthy blood flow. This persistent inflammation damages the delicate lining of blood vessels, leads to the stiffening of arteries, and impairs the critical function of the endothelium. By stabilizing the body's internal environment and mitigating acidity, bicarbonate indirectly contributes to a reduction in this harmful inflammation, thereby protecting vascular integrity. It is absolutely imperative to convey a clear and unambiguous message here. The information discussed should not be interpreted as a directive for individuals to commence consuming large quantities of baking soda without appropriate guidance from a healthcare professional. Such an unguided approach can be hazardous and entirely inappropriate for specific individuals, particularly those with pre-existing conditions such as high blood pressure, diagnosed kidney disease, or individuals who are currently taking specific medications. The true value and intention behind understanding bicarbonate's profound role lies in opening the pathway to adopting smarter, more informed nutritional and lifestyle strategies that actively support and bolster the body's inherent and natural buffering systems. One of the most effective and safe ways to bolster bicarbonate levels naturally within the body is through carefully considered dietary choices. A diet rich in essential minerals such as potassium, magnesium, and calcium provides the body with the necessary raw materials to both produce and efficiently maintain its bicarbonate reserves. Fruits and vegetables, particularly leafy green varieties, are highly beneficial because they are inherently alkaline-forming foods. Their consumption actively helps to reduce the overall acid load on the body. This dietary emphasis does not necessitate the complete elimination of protein or physical exercise, both of which are crucial for health, but rather underscores the importance of balance. A diet that is chronically high in acid-producing foods, coupled with a minimal intake of foods with buffering capacity, places an undue and increasing strain on the body's regulatory systems as it ages. Hydration also emerges as a profoundly significant factor in this delicate balance. Insufficient fluid intake or dehydration leads to the concentration of acids in the blood and significantly diminishes the efficiency of the body's critical buffering systems. Conversely, consistently adequate water intake provides essential support for optimal kidney function and facilitates the effective excretion of acids, thereby helping to preserve vital bicarbonate levels. Alarmingly, many aging men often suffer from chronic underhydration without consciously realizing it, particularly if they intentionally limit their fluid intake due to concerns about urinary frequency or urgency. This well-intentioned but misguided practice can inadvertently exacerbate existing circulation issues and contribute to a more acidic internal environment. Stress management represents another absolutely critical component in maintaining acid-base balance. Chronic, unmanaged stress triggers a cascade of physiological responses that in turn increase acid production through specific hormonal pathways. Elevated levels of hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline, which are prevalent during sustained stress, alter metabolism in ways that directly contribute to an increased acid load within the body. Therefore, incorporating practices such as deep breathing exercises, prioritizing high-quality sleep, and dedicating time to effective recovery strategies all profoundly influence and improve overall acid-base balance. Something as deceptively simple as slow, controlled diaphragmatic breathing can dramatically improve the regulation of carbon dioxide, which directly impacts the body's bicarbonate buffering capacity. Furthermore, physical activity, when performed correctly and thoughtfully, actually enhances bicarbonate efficiency over time. Regular, moderate exercise actively improves mitochondrial function within cells, which is crucial for efficient energy production and acid handling. It also systematically strengthens the entire cardiovascular system. The key to benefiting from exercise in this context is to avoid excessive overtraining without adequate recovery, as this can overwhelm the body's buffering systems and lead to chronic fatigue and a negative impact on acid-base balance. Now, let's address a common and pertinent question. Can bicarbonate supplementation directly improve blood flow? The answer is nuanced and requires careful consideration. In controlled scientific settings, bicarbonate supplementation has indeed been shown to improve exercise performance, extend the time to fatigue during strenuous activity, and support various aspects of vascular function. However, it is absolutely essential that any form of bicarbonate supplementation be used with extreme caution and under appropriate professional guidance. The primary objective should never be to artificially manipulate blood pH in a drastic manner, but rather to thoughtfully support the body's inherent capacity to maintain its delicate physiological balance. For aging men, the true lasting value lies in understanding these underlying mechanisms and proactively addressing the root causes of declining buffering capacity. This holistic approach means diligently optimizing nutrition through a balanced diet, ensuring consistent and adequate hydration, supporting robust kidney health, preserving and building muscle mass through appropriate activity, and maintaining overall cardiovascular fitness. When these fundamental physiological systems are adequately supported and optimized, bicarbonate is then empowered to perform its intended function, maintaining an internal environment where blood vessels can operate at their peak efficiency. This understanding brings us to a broader, more encompassing perspective. Optimal blood flow is not a singular issue that can be rectified with a simple pill or a solitary supplement. Instead, it is the sophisticated culmination of thousands of interconnected physiological processes working in harmonious concert. Bicarbonate, while just one piece of this intricate puzzle, is undeniably a foundational and critical component. When the fundamental pH balance is disrupted, every other system within the body struggles immensely to compensate, leading to a cascade of functional inefficiencies. Throughout a career dedicated to understanding and improving men's health, it has been observed that men in their 60s and 70s can achieve dramatic improvements in their circulation, energy levels, and overall quality of life. These significant transformations are not achieved by pursuing fleeting quick fixes, but rather by consistently addressing these underlying systemic functions. The benefits of improved blood flow are extensive and transformative. They translate into more effective and enjoyable workouts, sharper and clearer cognitive function, significantly improved urinary function, and a profound increase in personal confidence and well-being. Ultimately, it means that the body is more responsive and capable when demands are placed upon it, allowing for a fuller and more active life. Therefore, Whether you are an aging man yourself or care deeply about one, it is highly recommended to adopt a different and more comprehensive way of thinking about circulation. It extends far beyond merely monitoring cholesterol numbers or blood pressure readings alone. Merely monitoring cholesterol numbers or blood pressure readings alone. It encompasses a deeper understanding of how effectively your blood vessels can dynamically respond in real time to the body's changing needs. It is fundamentally about whether your internal physiological environment actively supports vascular flexibility, ensures optimal oxygen delivery to every cell, and facilitates efficient intercellular signaling. Bicarbonate quietly and consistently supports all of these crucial functions. It often does not receive the recognition it deserves precisely because it is not a flashy or overtly dramatic solution. Yet, in the realm of medicine and physiology, the most profoundly powerful and enduring systems are often those that operate silently and diligently in the background, ceaselessly maintaining balance, stability, and vital resilience within the complex human organism. Should this explanation prove insightful and beneficial, continued engagement with this, thank you. Discernible changes in their energy, circulation, or overall performance, it is vital to internalize that aging does not preordain an inevitable decline. Rather, it signifies that the body requires smarter, more informed support and strategic care.